to stay away from what? Anger. And this hadith, wallahi, it's هذه نصيحة غالية والله. It's a very important advice for each and every one of us, which is لا تغضب. How many people do you see today? How many stories have you heard, okay, where someone's demise or even a bad outcome came because of someone's anger, went out of control. Just became angry. And what happened? So much came out of it. Later when he calmed down, relaxed, the anger went. What happened? He's regretting everything he did. He's what? He's regretting everything he's done. So, due to anger, a lot of people kill another person. Get angry. Oh, shoot, stab, kill. And then he regrets it later. How many people divorce their wives because of what? Anger. How do you say that? How do you do this to me? Anger, and then he divorces her. Or how many people destroy their own wealth because of anger? He's angry, so he smashes the windows and he smashes his car. Or somebody else gets angry and smashes somebody else's wealth and then has to now pay. All of this is because of what? It's because of anger. So this hadith is very powerful, which is لا تغضب. But a lot of people, when they see this hadith, they think they've understood what the Prophet is saying, but haven't understood it. Because the hadith doesn't mean don't get angry. Because how can you say to somebody who's angry, don't get angry? The hadith here means stay away from the things that can activate your anger, can ignite your anger. There are trigger things that trigger your anger. Do you understand? So there are certain people that trigger your anger. There are certain circumstances and situations that you know if you put yourself in, you're going to get angry. What do? You stay away from those situations that will cause you to be angry. You avoid it. There are certain people, you're avoiding them because you know the greater harm that it's going to lead to. They are the type of people who are argumentative. They're the type of people who personally attack you. And you know you're the type of person, if somebody insults you, somebody says something to you about you, that you're going to respond. And then that's going to lead to an escalation of the situation. So what do you do in that situation? لا تغضب. Stay away from that person, avoid that person, don't be with them. What about if now the person is angry? In our religion, once you get angry and you're in a state of anger, there are things that you should remember to do. Once you feel angry and anger gets you, there are advices that the Prophet ﷺ gave regarding that the person who's angry should do. The Prophet ﷺ saw a man who was very angry one time. And the Prophet, he said, إِنِّي لَأَعْرِفُ كَلِمَةً لَوْ قَالَهَا. I know some words that if this man was to say, لَذَهَبَ عَنْهُ مَا يَجِدُ. This anger and rage that he's feeling would go. What is it? أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. If he just says that word. So even when you're angry, just say to the person, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. That will calm you down. Okay, Al-Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim both narrated that hadith. Of course, when anger is there, the other person is going to say to you, I'm shaitan. I'm shaitan. Are you saying to me, أعوذ بالله? So make sure that you say it because you want the anger that you feel to go away. Also, one of the greatest quality of a real man. It's one of the qualities of a man. See, this is a lot of people think being a man is the physical appearance and all of that. And no doubt that's good. And it's something we need to be in shape and all of that. But the thing that really, really, really makes you a real man is the characteristics of the personality that you have. One of the greatest things that shows strength is the inner strength before the outer strength. The inner strength from them is someone who's got determination, someone who has high aspiration, what we were talking about before, someone who's organized, someone who's got punctuality. If you promise him and you talk about an appointment, he's on time. Attendance, on point. These are skills that shows rujula. Does that make sense? But from the things that show that you're a strong person is what? When you're angry, no one can tell that you're angry. That's a level. That's why Allah praised them. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. He's angry and he smiles. That individual is, do you know what he's done? He's reached a level in his life where he has control over his nafs. That's a strength, man. That his nafs submits to him. He controls his nafs. He says, hey nafs, you're not going to do that. And that's why you find a lot of us, we don't have that. Why do we not have that? Our nafs is telling us what to do. We want to buy this. We see this online, a bag that's being promoted. Well, I want to buy it. I see this, I want to buy it. This, I want to buy it. And the nafs, tamma', right? That's what it is, right? So all it's doing is just asking. And you have no control. You're just saying, nafs, okay, take it. It's demanding for everything. And then the nafs is now controlling you by saying, retaliate. وَمَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَّارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ. So it's commanding you evil, so you want to retaliate and you don't have control over your nafs. So this individual who first of all will say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, and the one who you will not tell that he's angry, this is a level that we should all try to work towards. The scholars, they talk about, brothers and sisters, anger that sometimes reaches haddul junun. They talk about it. There is a type of anger where it reaches the person, the pen is lifted now. And the pen is lifted, meaning there's no accountability anymore. It's like he becomes what? He becomes crazy. And the taklif, which is that he's burdened, is lifted from him. So it's when a person goes into a rage, okay, where they don't know what they're saying, they don't know what they're doing, and etc. like that. Of course, the consequence of what he does is going to be dealt with. If he kills people, of course, it's going to be dealt with. Okay, but does it happen? The divorce that he does in this situation, the scholars, they talk about. Okay, and he divorces his wife. Now, a lot of people come to you and they say to you, Shaykh, طلقت زوجتي وأنا غضبان. I divorced my wife when I was angry. I mean, who would just be smiling and divorce his wife? And the majority of the people are what? Majority, not everyone, but a majority of the people divorce because they're angry, right? Frustrated or whatever it may be. So we have to understand the anger that the Sharia is talking about when it says that that level of anger is not considered to be a what? Divorce. There's a kitab called Ighathatul Lahfan fi Talaq al-Ghadban. Ibn al-Qayyim has two books called Ighathatul Lahfan. He has got Ighathatul Lahfan fi Masayid al-Shaytan, where he talks about the deceptions of shaitan and the plots of shaitan. And there's another book he has, is called Ighathatul Lahfan fi Talaq al-Ghadban, the divorcing of the person who is what? Who is angry. And the scholars, they talk about it fi Kutub al-Fiqh. Look at it there, inshallah ta'ala. If it reaches that level, and again it has discussion regarding it, لا بد من معرفة الباعث على هذا الغضب. We have to know what was the cause of the anger. ثم ماذا حصل بينه وبينها. Then we have to find out what happened between them after that. ثم بعد ذلك إلى أي مدى وصل به الغضب. Then we have to know how far did this anger reach. وهل كان يعي ويعقل. Did he know what he was saying? Does he remember that time, or is it blacked out? He can't remember it. These are مسائل يعتنى بها. You have to give consideration to. Okay, I'm going to stop here, inshallah ta'ala.